Hello everyone, this is Gabriel. In this tutorial, we'll be learning some Excel functions, some count functions. This is the continuation of the previous video, which is the what? Episode 1. This is the episode 2. Now, the first question is that what? We want to count cells that begins with all this. That is, that begins with APX, XCD, X, and Z. That is from this range, using the what? The count function. So let's do that. So we want to know the total number of APX, that is data that is starting with APX from this range. How do we do that? Using the Excel count function. All we have to do is to what? Is to create a name range. So we select all the data by ignoring the what? The column header. This is the column header. So we select the what? The data itself. So come to this name box and let's name it as data. Click on enter. So how do we do that? We write the Excel function by starting with the equal sign, then Countif. Then what's the range, which is what? Data, which is this. Can you see that? Then put the comma, then the criteria, that is, look for this. Then close our bracket. Can you see? That is APX occurs how many times? 1 and 2. Can you see that? Let's do for XED. Can you see? XED occurs in how many places? 1, 2, and 3. Then all X occurs in how many places? That is letters that start with X. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. While ZZ is 0. That is, there was no letter that is starting from Z. Now let's move to the second question, which is what? Count cells that contain end characters. That is, from this range itself. So we want to know the cells that contain at least 7 characters from this range. How do we do that? Using Excel function. It is very simple as well. All we have to do is to what? Write the formula using equal sign, then sum product, then hyphen open bracket len. We use the len function, which returns the number of characters in a text string. So it's asking for the text now. That means we have to what? Select the range. Then we close the bracket, equal sign, this, that is 7. That is, we want to know the number of, in this range, we want to know the characters that have at least 7 text in it. So 7 alphabets rather. So we close the formula using 2 parentheses, then click on enter. That is, we have just 1, which is what? I think apples, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not apples. I think that should be oranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's very simple as well. Now let's move to the other question. We should know that this is the continuation of the episode 1. We solved at least, I think we solved 7 questions. So from here we'll be starting from what? Question 8. So we've done question 8, question 9. Now we are in question 10. What's the question 10? Question 10 says count cells that contain negative numbers. That is, in this range here. In this range here, we want to count cells that has negative number. How do we do that in Excel using the count function? It's very simple as well. All we have to do is to what? Create a name range. Select the data. This is from 32 to 0. Then you go to the name box here. Let's name it data 2. Then you click on what? Enter. Then you come here and write the formula, which is what? Equal sign Countif. What's the range? Data 2. Now you see it's already selected it. Then less than 0. Can you see? So any number that is less than 0 is negative. Then we close our parentheses, which is 4. Can you see that? Which are minus 13, minus 23, minus 9, minus 21. Can you see? There are 4. Less than 0. Now let's move to question 11. It said count cells that contain odd numbers. So that means in this range, we want to write a formula that will give us the total number of odd numbers in this range. How do we do that using Excel? It's also simple as well. All we have to do is to what? Write the formula, which is what? Equal sign, sum product, then using the hyphen is odd. That is odd means returns true if the number is odd. So we write equal sign sum product, then hyphen is odd. That is odd means returns true if the number is odd. Understand? So then add the plus sign, select the range here. How many odd numbers do we have? We have 6 odd numbers. Can you see that? 6 odd numbers. Now let's move to the question number 12, which says count cells that end with R, that ends with letter Y, that ends with letter R and letter Y. How do we do that in Excel? We use this formula, which is what? Countif. Like I said, we've done letters that start with what? That begins with some alphabet. Now we want to do some letters that end with this particular alphabet, which are what? R and Y. So we write the formula equal sign Countif. Then we write the range. You copy the range. As this, can you see that? Comma sign. What is the criteria? This is the criteria here. Then close it. Can you see? How many? Can you see? We have just 4 that ends with R. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this is not correct for the Y. That is, it didn't start from this stop. It started from this second one, which is not correct. The mistake we made here was about we didn't create a name range for that. So let's delete this and create a name range for these cells. So let's name it data 3. So let's start. Equal sign Countif. So data 3. Can you see? It's already selected data 3. It won't go beyond these cells. Then what's the criteria? This is the criteria over here. Close the bracket, then click on enter. 4. Can you see? Can you see? 2. Started from here. Y 1, 2. Can you see that? Now let's move to question 13. Count cells. They say count columns that contain specific values. What are columns? These are the columns in Excel. Can you see? These are the columns. These are the columns. Can you see that? These are the columns. How many columns do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 columns. That is, in these 6 columns, we want to write a function that will show the number of columns that has 3 in each columns. How do we determine that? That is, look for out of these 6 columns, write a function that will bring out each column that has 3 in it. So now how do we write the formula? Firstly, let's create a name range by selecting all this data here. Then we go to the name box. Let's name it as data 4 and click on enter. Now let's write this formula here. Equal sign sum, then hyphen, open a bracket. There's a formula called mmod. mmod, that is multiply. Can you see? You can check for the meaning of the formula. Then you transpose it. This convert a vertical range of cells to a horizontal range. Just convert a vertical range to a what? Horizontal range or vice versa. Then row. This returns the row number of a reference. Once you reference what? Write the data for. That is this data. Write it as what? Row. Then there is a sign. Actually, I don't know what to call it. This sign. That is raised to power of something. 0. Then write a comma, hyphen, hyphen. Then open a bracket. Call the data again, which is what? Data 4. Equal sign. Then what? 3. That is look for 3 in each of the columns. Close the bracket. Greater than 0. Close the bracket again. Now, to enter this formula, you can't just click on enter and it will work. There's a way we run it. We use the what? The Control Shift Enter to run it. You don't just click on the enter button and it will work. It won't work. For this kind of formula, this is an array formula and must be entered with what? Control Shift Enter. Let me do that again. Control Shift Enter. Can you see that? Hold your Control key, Shift, and press Enter. So that means in each column, look for 3. Is there 3 in the first column? No. Is there 3 in the second column? We have 1. Then is there 3 in the third column? Is there 3 in the fourth column? Is there 3 in the fifth column? Is there 3? So that means out of the 6 column, 3 appeared in just 1 column, which is what? The second column. So the result here will be 1. Now, let's move on to the 14th question. Count if with non-contiguous range. What does this mean? There are 3 ranges here. Range 1, range 2, and range 3. Out of these 3 ranges, we want to look for numbers that are greater than 50. Numbers that are greater than 50. How do we do that using Excel? It's very simple as well. Write the formula equal sign sum count if then indirect. So indirect returns the reference specified by a text string. So it returns the reference specified by what? A text string. So write a curly bracket. You select the what? The first range. The first range. I think there's a mistake somewhere. Equals to sum count if indirect So once you write the formula indirect, then you click on what? The reference text. This is the reference text. That has to be inside a what? A curly bracket. Comma sign. What's the second range? This is the second range. Put the apostrophe sign. Comma as well. Put the apostrophe. Then you close it using the curly bracket and a parenthesis. The comma sign, which is what? Greater than 50. Let's put it in an apostrophe. So greater than what? 50. which is what? 3. That is, in these 3 ranges, how many? Let's check for it now. So 1, 2, 3. And okay, which is what? 9. So let's check for that. 1, 2, 3 in range 1 that are greater than 50. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm missing one there. Supposed to be 9. Let's count again. 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least in these 3 ranges, 9 numbers are what? Greater than 50. Can you see that? Now let's move to what? Question number 15. Okay, there's no question number 15 over here. Alright, thanks for watching this video.